Alright guys, I had to put this into 3 videos instead of 2. Okay, I'll pick up with the third class. The third class will be layers. Alright, for each layer of paint that is on here is a complete tape off, leaving that area for, let's just say, the silver exposed for the paint, and everything else being taped off. Even like right here is still taped off. Paint the silver, allow it to cure. That's what I was saying earlier. It's very important to allow the paint to cure. This is why this took 2 whole days to pull off this paint scheme here. It took 2 full days because of doing the layers. Alright, allow the layers to dry. For each layer, give it an hour. Painted the silver on here, let it cure. Once it was cured, I removed the tape, turned around, taped the remote back off again, left the area for the white exposed, painted it, let it cure, and then I done my black detail here. That's taping the complete remote off, cutting out with my X-Acto knife from my lines that I drew on here, painted those with the black, let it cure, step back, I've done the blue, just repeated that process over and over and over to get all this desired effect. Now, this carbon scoring look that is on here is actually a method that Ithaca showed in a video where he took the still saying a lot, where he took the acrylic paints. He used an Apple Barrel, I believe was the company, but took acrylic paints and applied it to the area, let it sit for a moment, cleaned it to get that scarred look or carbon look. And that's the same thing that I've done here to get that look. Now R2, let you get a good look at R2. R2 is a lot different. R2, I done the first class, so to speak. I took and once everything was cured, I taped off the whole remote, drew R2 onto here, cut out the shadow for R2, sprayed it with white paint, then turned around and hand painted R2 on there once the white had cured. I used the same paints that I used on the rest of the controller. I just took Dr. Pepper can bottoms and sprayed the paint into it, let it sit for about 5 minutes so the paint will get a little tacky, and then painted R2 on there. That's how the third class is done. So if you want to go all out and do that, that's cool. You know, like I said in the first video, just make sure that you're comfortable with the level that you're doing. Alright, Indy. Alright, there you go. That's my dog right here. Alright, just make sure you're comfortable with the level that you're doing at on this. You know, just make sure you're happy with what you're doing. Make sure you don't go overboard. But I'd love to see people go full out and, you know, do a Yoda remote, a C-3PO. Just, I'm a Star Wars fan, so that's what I'm thinking about, you know. But hey, a custom ODST, a Master Chief, you know, I don't know. There's so many different possibilities. Just make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing with it. The final step, though, is the most important, and do not skip on this step. With the polyacrylic, apply the polyacrylic and let it sit. Make sure that you leave it alone for 24 hours before you try to put your remote back together. Okay, man, okay. It'll be playtime just a second. Make sure that you apply the polyacrylic and let it sit, and then let it cure for 24 hours, and then put your remote back together, and then go play video games, guys. Alright, guys. That will wrap it up. I guess that covers anything. If anybody else has any questions, just hit me up, man. Alright, guys. Peace.